Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. Today guys, this is a follow-up video to my wyvern trap, as a lot of people have asked some really good questions, and in this video I intend to touch up on all those questions. So the first thing that I'll be doing is going through all the resources in terms of pillars, ceilings and foundations and tell you how many you need to build this exact trap. Then I'll show you how to simplify it and use less resources, so make it cost effective. And then finally I will show you how to build this trap on an uneven ground. Yes, it can be done, and I thought this would be a good thing to show you because the chances are you are playing on a server with other people, so you will be pretty much restricted in terms of where you can build this trap, but it can be built on uneven ground as well. As this is a follow-up video on my wyvern trap and technique on getting milk and wyvern eggs, I will not be going through how to use it and how to build it, but rather how to make it more cost effective, as well as some other tips and tricks. So if you haven't seen those videos, I strongly suggest that you go and have a look at them before this, as in those videos I will show you how to build this trap and how to use it. So if you like this video or find it useful, don't forget to smash that like button, share with your friends, and why not subscribe to the channel for more good videos. And so let's get on with what this trap actually requires. The first thing I'm going to go through is the amount of pillars. The trap itself is 28 by 12 foundations, so that means we will require a total of 366 pillars. Yes, it is quite pillar heavy, but let's be honest, they are not that expensive to make and you can make them out of stone. The entrance part of the trap will require a total of 138 pillars, so that's the little funnel area, and the shield a total of 167 pillars. So that brings us up to a complete total of 671 pillars. Now, in the variations of this trap, one thing that will not change will be the trap and the trap's entrance. In terms of foundations, as this is a 24 by 12 foundation trap, it will pretty much sum up to a total of 228 foundations. And yes, I know these are expensive, so I am going to show you how to reduce the cost of it. And ceilings, finally, the top part of the trap again is just the exact as the foundation, so that means 228 ceilings. The entrance or funnel area will require 54 ceilings, and finally for the shield I use a total of 35 ceilings, so that brings us up to a total of 317 ceilings. So to recap, pillars 671. This is not likely to change as it is a pillar heavy structure. Foundations 228 foundations as the trap currently stands, and finally a total of 317 ceilings. Okay, so now on to the second part of this video, reducing the cost of making this trap. So what I have done is I have actually gone with lines of foundations and ceilings. So basically what I have done on the bottom with foundations, I have reflected at the top with ceilings. The downside to this is that if you are on a PvP server, somebody with explosive, all they need to do is take out a couple of foundations and it will damage the top part of the trap, as well as the foundations act as a supporting structure for the ceilings. Whereas if you have a complete foundation at the bottom, even if they do take out the foundations, it won't do as much damage at the top. However, let's see how much this has reduced the cost. So I have removed a total of 104 foundations on my trap. So that means I've only used 124 foundations instead of 228. As I've done the exact same thing for the ceilings, I've used 110 ceilings less, And so that means I've only used 118 seedlings plus the 54 seedlings at the funnel area, which brings this up to a total of 172 seedlings. And I've also removed the seedlings at the shield area. You can use thatch foundations and ceilings to get the spacings right in areas that don't have or won't affect the structure of the trap if they get destroyed, which dramatically reduces the cost of this build, as the thatched structures don't cost a lot to build and obviously don't have a lot of hit points. So if you do place thatched structures down, make sure you place them in areas that will not affect the integrity of the trap if you do get them destroyed. Okay, with that being said and done, I am now going to demonstrate the fact that what I have done here has not actually affected the trap's effectiveness in trapping wyverns. Also, while I'm at it, I'm actually going to show you how to lure a wyvern into this trap with another wyvern. Alright, so once you have aggroed the wyvern that you want to lure to the trap on your wyvern, then make your way out of the scar, sprint towards your trap. You want to position yourself just above the shield, and once you are past the shield, then dive down towards the ground and try and position yourself towards the middle of the trap, as the wyvern will follow you and obviously get itself stuck in. The key to success here is that from the moment you have aggroed the wild wyvern, you want to create as much of a gap between yourself and the wild wyvern, so this allows you to position yourself in the center of the trap. As the wyvern will follow you in, it won't be able to get back out. So with the wyvern in the trap, I'm going to wait a couple of seconds to show you guys that once it loses aggro, there is no way in hell this thing is getting out unless the trap despawns, but I will cover that a bit later in this video. Also, it's quite important to notice that I have not covered the cost for the landing pad. For those that do wonder, it is a 3x3 foundations with 4 pillars at the corners, and obviously 3 pillars or 4 pillars tall depending on where you place it, and at the top ceilings. So this is quite a low cost structure anyway, so I haven't covered it, as you don't have to build it, although I do recommend it for safety purposes. So this is quite good for players just starting out on scorched earth. Okay, so now on to building the trap on uneven ground. I have chosen sloped dunes, and what I've done, I've gone a couple of pillars high just to exaggerate this trap. You just need to go 1 pillar high and start at the highest point of the ground, and then work your way from there by following the exact same steps that I show you in my previous video. Because we are going to be using pillars to level out the trap, you want to put a pillar down from the highest point on the ground, after which you will then place 2 ceilings in the direction you want to build the trap. At the second ceiling, you will then pillar it back down into the ground, then go back and put another 2 ceilings, pillar it back down into the ground, rinse and repeat until you have the base of the trap. Once you are finished with it, you should end up with something that looks like this. Now, because this is high off the ground, I do recommend trying to fill in the ceilings at the base of the trap, as it will make it easier to get access to the wyvern for milk. You don't have to, but it just complicates things. You can build a ramp for yourself up to the trap, to the entrance of the trap, or behind the trap, or somewhere to gain access to it. It's all up to you how you're going to use this, but I just want to show you that it can be done. As you are using pillars to level out the trap, this will actually increase the cost of pillars that you'll need to use. But compared to all the other videos and how-tos in terms of getting milk and wyvern eggs after the flyer nerf, I personally find this to be the most effective way of getting it. I don't fancy dying multiple times. I don't fancy having to tame multiple dinos. I want to just go in, get the egg, get out, and that's that. Also, as another tip for you guys, if you're going to go and get wyvern eggs and want to raise them, I strongly suggest that you save up your eggs until you have 4 or 5 eggs and raise the wyverns at the same time, because when you knock out a female wyvern, it will give you 5 milk. If you have 4 wyverns that you're raising, you will have 1 milk spare, and that way, for players that are just starting out on scorched earth, there you have a good chance of getting a decent level egg. And finally, I'm going to demonstrate why you guys need to kill the wyvern if you're going for eggs or you don't want it to follow you back. As you will see, once I get far enough, the trap will despawn, but the wyvern will still be there, and if it's aggroed onto you, it will start chasing you. So you will then end up with a very angry wyvern that wants to chase you, and if you haven't got a wyvern yourself, you will be in a lot of trouble. So in this case, killing the wyvern is actually the safest option. Well, that is it for this video, folks. I do honestly hope that you have found all the information in this video useful, and I hope it helps you guys get those wyverns, because I personally love them. It's just one of the things I like about this game, just because I like dragons, and that's just a personal thing to me, not to mention the fact that they are pretty OP dinos. So if you did like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share it with your friends. Let's help as many people get those wyverns, because it is so easy to do if you do it right, if you invest a bit of time. And I actually like the flyer nerf, because I think the wyverns should not be that much of an easy thing to get, because they are pretty strong dinos. And I personally like the idea of having to work for a strong dino, because it makes it feel that much more rewarding. So until next time, guys, stay safe.